therefore it removes the pain. And in every time you have pain, you use a lot of the energy of the body. Now, if a person is sick, the energy level is already very low. And then here you are, you're doing the dialysis. It really makes you, it gets a lot of your energy. So pagkatapos nung dialysis, talagang pagod na pagod sila. Pero ngayon, since you use the anti-pain and anti-inflammatory OLEIA oil, you did not use the energy that was supposedly used if you use an ordinary oil. So it really is like, as I said, a miracle oil. But it's still just doing the two things that it is supposed to do. Remove the pain and the inflammation. That's it.
Kaya pala, doktora, so ganun ka-grabing dialysis symptoms on the dialysis pain na relieve niya. Eh di lalo na yung mga bata, yung mga insect bites lang, di ba? Yung mga kagat ng mosquito, tapos yung kahit tayo, pag may mga nakagat tayo ng insekto, talagang medyo nakaka-irritate. Pero when you apply OLEIA, mamaya lang mararamdaman mo, wala na yung sakit, wala na yung ate. So talaga na-obserbahan ko rin yan. Very good for insect bites.
Yeah. Basically, it goes back to the same application. When you have an insect bite, there is an inflammation. So lagay mo, mawawala yung inflammation. Always just go back to the two main functions of the oil. Anti-pain, anti-inflammation.
I received a call from my cousin in Stanford Hospital. She's a medtech there. Meron siyang kaibigan na may aneurysm. Inoperahan sa brain. Eh hindi na pala uso doon ngayon ang sutures. So there were staple wires all over his head. So the patient was like Frankenstein, ganyan. Tapos the doctors there gave him only antibiotic.
Okay.
Pero he was in pain talaga daw, post-operative, ang sakit-sakit daw tsaka namamaga. So yung cousin ko, nagmagandang loob, binigay niya yung OLEIA. And sabi ng patient, where did you get that product? Sabi niya ganyan. In a matter of 3 days, ang laki na daw ng in-improve.
That's good.
Kaya very good in post-op. Kaya nga sabi nung cousin ko, I will recommend this here in Stanford, California Hospital. Kaya nagpadala siya ng 15 bottles of 100 ml. I shipped it last week.
Wow, that's good. This product should really go international, and we're gonna go do that. Anyway, I'd just like to share another thing. It's very good for toothaches, you know. And I had this experience of a student of mine who had an aching tooth or a very sensitive tooth since he was a kid. He's a pastor, and so all the dentists said, "You live with that," you know. So always whenever he eats, he gets away from that side of the mouth because medyo nangingilo, yun ang word, no? So anyway, this time, when I gave him the oil, he tried it, nawala yung ngilo. Sabi niya, wow, miracle oil talaga. So that's one.
Doktora, paano yung mumps nun? Di ba? Almost the same.
Mumps, yeah, basically the same. That's an inflammation, no? Of basically a lymph node there. So you apply it there, but I would suggest they also take a soft gel. Every time there is an internal inflammation, every time you have an itis, take the soft gel. Alam mo, Angie, another very good use of the OLEIA oil now is, of course, you know we have the proliferation of call centers, and all of these employees in call centers are very, very stressed, you know that? So they usually have a lot of shoulder aches and back aches and their wrist from using the computer too much or too long is really a very important matter that corporations, the owner should take care of. And I'd like to let people know, if you have a child that's working in a call center or in an internet facility or anything that's in front of the computer, let them use the oil. First, they usually don't sit straight correctly, you know, and then they have their eyes focused there, you know, and then their wrist and their fingers are always working. So let them use the oil in all of these 3 places. In fact, use the oil around here so that their eyes will improve. Oh, I'd like to let you know that this was a person who had sore eyes, Yeah, I think you know that also already, no? You can't put the oil inside the eyes, but you can put it around because it will remove the inflammation of the sclera. So that's another use for the oil.
You do not have to put it
Inside. Don't, because it's oily. Just around. And then just like all aches and pains, sometimes it can be taken with just one rubbing of the oil, but sometimes it has to be twice, thrice. And if it's a pain that has been there for some time, you should really put oil 3 or 4 times a day. I have friends who all of a sudden couldn't walk, you know, because they're already baby boomers. So medyo mamang bigla na lang nagkaka-arthritis. So I tell them to use the oil. And one application, because bago pa lang nagkasakit, no? So one application, they can already walk. It's really a miracle oil. When we were younger, if you have an ailment, my mom never brought me to a doctor. My mom will bring me to a hilot. Yeah? And then titignan niya yung pulso mo, tapos titignan niya yung likod mo. Sabi niya, meron itong maga dito. Tapos ganun-ganunin niya. Tapos mamaya, okay ka na, di ba? So basically, that's the same that happened to your visitor in the office. With the injection of the anesthesia, I'm sure something got hit or a nerve that the inflammation never was removed. And so this one was the one that helped her. Going back to the ingredients of the OLEIA oil. So you said we have the olive oil and cetylated oil. And then now, you know that malunggay is the new buzzword in the industry now. What is in malunggay, again, that is helping us in this oil?
Doktora, here dito sa atin, ang mga ginagamit natin, malunggay leaves.
It's the leaves.
But
okay.
in OLEIA oil, we use the malunggay oil from the seeds.
Okay.
This malunggay oil is very rich also in omega-9.
I see. Okay.
Yes, so omega-9 is also very potent anti-inflammatory. So sama-sama sila the omega-9 of malunggay oil and the unsaturated fats also in olive oil plus the cetylated oil. They all work together to give a very potent anti-inflammatory action sa katawan natin. Kaya talagang maganda yung malunggay oil. Malunggay leaves, maganda rin yan sa katawan. We strongly recommend na kumain tayo ng malunggay leaves. Very, very helpful sa body. Kaya nga po, yung malunggay oil ang ginagamit din namin sa OLEIA oil.
It really is a very great nutrient. And I'm glad we have it in our oil.
Yes. Incidentally, Doktora, OLEIA oil, just like any other oil, should not be subjected to heat or light. Kaya po, naka-blue bottle tayo.
Sexy nga eh.
Kasi very photosensitive at saka thermal sensitive. So, hindi po siya dapat painitan at saka paarawan.
Angie, ang dami natin pinag-usapan ngayon and I'm sure maraming natutunan ng mga makikinig sa atin. Meron ka ba bang last words na gustong i-share?
Nasabi po ni Doktora kanina, it may come handy, not for you probably, but for others. Kaya po, sana magdala po tayo ng kahit isang bote lang ng OLEIA sa ating bag. Let's keep one at home, in our bag, wherever we go. Kasi baka po hindi man tayo ang gumamit, iba po ang mga ilangan. Then that can be a good opportunity for us to help other people wherever we go. Bring OLEIA.
That's right. That's my goal. Ikaw nga, one for every home. Ako, one for every person. Anyway, I'd just like to remind you that OLEIA really does 2 things. Removes pain and removes inflammation. It is not the cure of any ailment that you may have. So if you are feeling anything, you can go to a naturopathic doctor or even to your allopathic doctor or a natural health practitioner. Alam nyo, ang dami natin na laman dito at I hope na klaro ang iba niyong mga questions about OLEIA. And kung kayo ho ay magkakaroon pa ng mga questions one way or another, you can text me or you can call the office and or ask the person who brought OLEIA to you or this video to you. And I would like you to share it with everyone you can because it really is a fantastic miracle oil.